In this video, I want to explain what WaterWorld actually means, and why so many of us feel like we are drowning in our own lives. Not because of work, not because of family, but because of the constant flood of messaging that surrounds us every single day. Most people don't even notice the water they are swimming in, but it affects everything. Your attention, your emotions, your thoughts, even the way you see yourself. WaterWorld is the modern ocean we all live in, and the water is the messaging, the alerts, the notifications, the opinions, the outrage, the endless content stream that never stops. You wake up and your phone is already tugging on your mind. You go to bed and it takes one more look, sometimes 10 more looks, sometimes an hour of scrolling that you don't even remember starting. This is what drowning looks like today. Not physical drowning, but mental drowning. I'm 57, and I grew up in a completely different world. When I was a teenager, nothing followed you around. If nobody called the house phone, the world was quiet. If you wanted news, you waited until the 6 o'clock broadcast. And when it ended, that was it. The day was over. There were long stretches of actual silence, stretches of boredom, stretches where you had to sit with your own mind. And that is where real thought comes from. Today, the average person gets close to 100 notifications a day. Some studies say people check their phones 300 times. Gen Z switches tasks every 19 seconds, and it shows. This is not the same world we grew up in, and pretending that nothing has changed is part of the problem. 100 years ago, food was scarce. Today, food is everywhere, and the abundance creates new problems. Obesity, inflammation, low-quality diets. The same thing happened with information. 50 years ago, information was scarce. Today, information is everywhere, and that abundance has its own side effects. Attention obesity, cognitive fatigue, mental clutter, emotional manipulation, thoughts that never finish because a new thought interrupts them every 10 seconds. We were not designed for this. Our brains evolved for silence, for single moments, for one thing at a time. Researchers at UC Irvine found that our attention on one task dropped from 2.5 minutes in the early 2000s to under 1 minute today. MRI scans show that social media uses the same dopamine pattern as gambling, and loneliness has increased across every age group. People talk more but think less. People post more but feel less. People react instantly but almost never reflect. The result? A society that is overfed with information, overstimulated by noise, and undernourished in thought. That is the zombie effect. People scrolling, people reacting, people consuming, but not truly living. But here is the thing. Technology is not the enemy. I love modern technology. I would much rather live today than 50 years ago. The problem is not the tools we use. The problem is how the tools use us when we stop paying attention. Abundance is not bad, but abundance without discipline will absolutely overwhelm you. Same with food. Same with information. So what do we do about it? First, treat digital input the same way you treat food. You choose what you eat. You choose when you eat. You decide what enters your system. Second, bring back long thought. Set aside even 10 minutes where no input is allowed. No scrolling, no tabs. Just one thought given enough oxygen to grow. Third, kill 80% of the notifications. Keep only the ones from real people, not apps, not platforms, not companies trying to rent your attention. Fourth, reconnect with real life. Walk, lift weights, talk to people, do something physical, put your mind back in your body. Even a little bit helps. Fifth, choose your content instead of being fed your content. Read long form, watch full documentaries, seek the original source. Don't let the algorithm shape what you believe. This is how you stop drowning, not by fighting the waves, but by learning how to swim again. We are the first generation in human history asked to survive abundance. Food abundance, information abundance, entertainment abundance, outrage abundance. No one trained us for this. No one warned us what it would do to our minds. But if we learn to rise above the water, even for a few minutes a day, life becomes easier, clearer, more intentional than any generation that came before us. That is what WaterWorld is about. Not doom, not fear, but waking up long enough to see the world we are in and choosing to think again. If you agree with this, or if any part of it feels familiar, share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us what life feels like today. Tell us how it compares to the world you remember, especially if you lived through the years before all this noise. Our younger viewers don't have that context. Your perspective might help someone else understand why things feel so different now. And if this video made you think, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us as we explore WaterWorld together.